Quite fascinating story. You know, in our previous recording session, I remember I was talking about one having to have a conscious mind and understand that there's so many people who have contracted STIs and they are not going to have the luxury or they are not going to have the decency to let you know of their health status. And quite fascinating, 2 days down the line after that video was shot, I came across a random post on Facebook, and it was along the lines of the author of the post was saying that over 1 million men have HIV in South Africa, and they are on a mission to spread it. And of course, that sparked a huge divide in the court of public opinion. People were arguing, where are you getting the stats from? How did you count these people? It's a lie, blah, blah, blah. But I guess a big majority of the people, they missed the point of the post. And with me, it resonated so well, simply because there's so many people out there that have contracted STIs, and they are not going to have the decency to let you know of their health status prior to the sexual pleasantries. And if you don't have the backbone, if you don't have the conscious mind to understand what's out there, and you end up indulging in bad sexual choices, I'm afraid to break it to you, there's a big price to pay. And that price might end up being your life. You might end up meeting the wrong person, and you will have to deal with dire consequences because of bad sexual choices. My point is, I'm not saying you can't. Of course, there's so many ways on how you can contract STIs. Like maybe there are people who contracted STIs at childbirth. There's also a contingent of people who contracted STIs through bad exposure on surgical equipment like injections. But you just can't afford to be negligent, knowing what's out there. You just can't afford to be negligent and indulge in bad sexual choices. For one, you have to make sure that you condomize. And number two, you have to make sure that each and every partner that you date, you have to make sure that at least you are aware of their health status. Now that I've come to think of it, throughout the entire course of my dating history, I remember there's only one girlfriend whom I had in the past, just one, who ever had the spine to ask about my health status and also to ask me to condomize. And I'm not going to reveal the number of my dating partners that I've had. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 1,000. I can't disclose that number. But the point being, I believe it's only a small contingent of women who are going to have the backbone and the spine to ask you that, okay, pump the brakes, hold on, brother, where's the condom? Because you need to wrap up that wheelie. And what's your health status looking like? Knowing what's out there, you can't afford to be negligent when it comes to your life, because if you're negligent, there's a massive price to pay, and the price being your life, and that's one hell of a big price. Point of the video is, please condomize, and number two, make sure you are aware of your partner's health status because if you don't, you might end up having to deal with dire consequences that might arise out of bad mating choices. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace out. Muchas gracias.